I was thinking about this yesterday and earlier over the weekend is, does every piece of art that you create, does it have to tell a story? It does does a story have to be there? And I guess what I'm trying to say is, you create a piece of art and I do a landscape, but do I have to, if somebody were to ask me, why did you paint that? Do I have to come up with some story where that's the dock where my grandfather taught me how to fish and, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or is it, I was just impressed to paint it,
Yeah.
I was just moved by that,
Yeah.
marsh scene or whatever. So,
I think that's a really good question.
yeah.
And I think a lot of artists ask themselves that question.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I have talked to people and my own opinion about it is I don't think that you have to know why you're painting what you're painting.
Right.
I think what's more important is that you're in that space of clarity, or you're in that space of where you're not in your head. And I think as long as you can try to stay in that space, where you're being honest, and you're being
Mm-hmm.
honest to yourself, and you're listening to your intuition, and you're, I think just being honest with yourself. I think that what comes onto the canvas will surprise you. And then after the fact, you sit with it and you reflect on it. Like, I don't title my paintings 95% of the time until after
Right.
I've painted it. And
Right.
I'll sit with it and I'll be like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I was mad. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. What am I angry about? What am I suppressing? What did I need to get out of myself that day? That clearly I did, what's that about? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's, to me, where art speaks, because, anybody that looks at that painting, could see that emotion and then address whatever's inside of them that might relate to that. That's my
Right.
opinion.